In our news headlines for today, Butler's mother says that she supports him 100%. In our next news story, we will be looking at the 3 persons who have been charged in relation to the passing of Miss Chin Yoo in Manchester. There will also be an update on the Tryall Heights tragedy and the court's ruling on the Uchen's group of dangerous persons. In our first news story, we will be looking at the Butler saga. His mother has come to his defense, and she has said that she supports him in his statements 100%. According to the attorney of the 22-year-old man, he will not be engaging in any war of words and is quite focused on settling the differences with his family. The 22-year-old man and his mother have taken to social media platforms to accuse the father of long-term mistreatment. The footballer has posted several messages and pictures this week following an allegation that he had a physical interaction with his father during a training session. The 22-year-old also painted a picture of continued emotional and physical mistreatment to himself and his mother, and he posted images showcasing an injury on his arm, and he suggested that this was caused by his dad during the recent incident. The child has not made himself available to speak to anyone about this matter. In the interim, however, his dad has denied the allegations, and his attorney maintains that his client is focused on repairing the issues privately. The father is really not interested in speaking about his personal life or his personal issues in the media. His child has taken to the media, and the mother of his child has also given statements to the media, but he does not wish to join them in engaging in those public discussions. He is still worried about his son. His son is his first focus and priority, and his intention is to protect him at all times. The father is caught up and is well aware about the allegations. The allegations that he maintains are false, but the fact that the allegations have been made says something is seriously wrong, and he needs to address those issues. That is what a responsible parent would do. This is a statement coming from the attorney who represents the child's father. Responsible parenting is not about going on social media platforms and sending out messages. Responsible parenting is getting to the root of the issue and having the kind of concern for your child and start to deal with it so that healing can progress. According to the father, this is his son, and one cannot wage war with your child. This is why he remains silent as the allegations continue to come from his family. This is a child that he raised from birth and tried to give everything, and he is fully cognizant that his child is in trouble and is trying to help, but it is being barred. But he will continue to try to assist his 22-year-old son. The father has also reported the story to the police. However, the attorney noted that he has no intention of taking the matter any further. The mother of the child, who separated from the father 10 years ago, has stated that she is in full support of her son. She says, "I stand with my son and support him 100% in the statements that he has given. The days of slavery are over and done. People owning other people are done and over. Our Creator does not even force us to worship Him. He gives us free will. Yet mere creatures of dust believe they should demand people to bow at their feet and be subjected to mistreatment, robbing them of their human rights and dignity. She continued and said that the damage that one person can do to the lives of others is literally unimaginable. She further went on to state that mistreatment to someone who has never experienced it is like trying to explain color to a person who cannot see. This gentleman who is being accused of mistreatment is also the adoptive father of another famous Jamaican footballer, and he has not provided any information to support or to dissuade anyone from believing that the statements coming from the mother and his 22-year-old son are true. The police has since charged 3 persons with the passing of 63-year-old businesswoman Chin Yoo. She was found in her car in the driveway of her Ingleside home in Manchester on Friday. The accused are 24-year-old Perkins, who is a carpenter of Woodlawn Crescent in Manchester, 36-year-old Brown, who is a security manager of Oakland Drive in Manchester, and Miss Forrester, who is 34 years old, a businesswoman of Oakland Drive in Manchester as well. They have been charged with the passing and conspiracy to take the life of another person. According to the commanding officer for Manchester, Francis, the accused persons will appear before the Manchester Parish Court on Wednesday and will return next Tuesday. The leader of the Yushens group has been given a 26-year-old term to serve. He is of the opinion that perceived lighter sentences for some of his 8 fellow group members dishonor the memories of the persons who they took out. The leader's marauding group caused havoc throughout St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Andrew, St. Mary, Manchester, Trelawney, and St. Anne. They left a trail of issues and also caused an increase in plunder totaling $400 million. The state signaled on Wednesday that it might pursue the dangerous people about their ill-gotten revenues, but the leaders appealed that his family is currently devoid of any finances. All of this is because my girlfriend wants to get her car back. She has 2 children, and they will suffer. I don't have any money. This is what he said in the court. According to Bailey, he had mixed feelings about the efficacy of the anti-group legislation following these sentences. As short as 4 years. These are some of the sentences that were imposed by Justice Brian Sykes. He further went on to acknowledge that whilst they are not lawyers and they are not the judge, they believe that they could not hide their disappointment with the sentences that were issued by the Chief Justice. They believe that tougher sentences would have deemed correct for these men. There was also an issue whether or not the anti-group law hailed by national security experts as a game-changing solution in this challenge against the issues that continue to pervade the nation by police and prosecutors had a sharp enough teeth. According to Bailey, he has viewed the intent of the legislation as not only teethless, but it will only serve to uproot these organizations as a group, but to impose heavy sentences that would serve as a deterrent. If you look at the predicate offense for these dangerous tools, if a person is held, they can be sentenced to 15 years. It should be noted that whilst the leader is all of 30 years old, he was charged among 10 of the 34 charges, and these include robbery, illegal possession of a dangerous tool, and causing harm with that dangerous tool. Whilst Bailey commends the efforts of investigators and the approach taken by the prosecution team, he says that his team is prepared to learn hard lessons and change their strategy for future cases like this one that may occur against other groups that will have to present themselves in front of the court. Their intentions is to utilize cyber forensic communications and GPS mapping to combat the issues that will continue to pervade across the island and in courts when they have to bring these dangerous groups to justice. In our final news story, it seems like all indications are that the triple passing and tragedy that occurred in Tryall Heights last week, involving the 81-year-old grandmother and her 2 baby grandchildren, was heavily influenced by the activities of a relative. The tragedy is a shock to all, but the danger and seriousness of it is also sending shockwaves across the island. According to the police, they are following 2 directions in the investigation. They don't view it as a random event. They are not seeing it as just a home invasion where someone was trying to rob and steal. It is not just that sort of thing. Whilst it is unfortunate and gruesome, it also appears that they are looking at it, that it may be aligned to activities of a relative. The police has stated that whilst they will not say much about it at this time, they will provide further updates whenever the investigations have arrived at more concrete information on the case. In a similar fashion, the police has highlighted that one of the largest dangerous groups in the country is based in St. Catherine, and this should not diminish greatly as its influence continue to pervade across the parish. 60 of its critical members are currently behind bars and are scheduled to go before the courts in January. However, they are still being active out there, and he believes that 2 members were fatally injured last week, and they have 60 or so members of the dangerous group in custody, and they have continued their operations against them, but the group is still very much active. They are currently looking at their sources of funding. That is a very active case. According to the information from the police, they are going to go in trial in January, and that is a large landmark case for Jamaica. This has caused some conflict with the group, and persons are going against each other for the leadership of this dangerous group, and they are trying to get their hands on other spoils. The group is significantly degraded from where it was previously. However, they remain still active and still dangerous. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about these stories. Do you side with the mother of the 22-year-old and the statements that they have made in regards to the father having issued mistreatment against them for years? The mother gave a very powerful statement, and that statement cannot be overlooked. But the statement coming from the attorney of the father is that his intentions are to protect his child and to deal with the issues with his family directly and not in the public's eye. It is also very unfortunate that the statement coming out is that the relatives of the Tryall Heights tragedy victims seems to be related to some dangerous activities, and this may have caused their passing. We hope that they will get closure, and we also hope that the police will come to a full determination of what caused these issues after their investigations are complete. 3 persons have been charged in relation to the passing of Miss Chin Yoo, and shockingly, a female is involved. So, of course, you can never trust anyone. It doesn't matter their gender, their color, their class, or their race. It is simply a matter of them having a need to carry out their bad intentions. So beware. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe, leave your comments and other comments in relation to the matters that have been discussed and any matter that you so desire. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.